FNL Vintage. Retro runway footage. Resurfaced interviews. And style archives. Revisit iconic collections. And celebrities. Of fashion seasons past.
Hi, you're watching Fashion News Live. My name is Shelby, and we are backstage at the Academy of Art University collection. So tell us about the collection, Ms. Camille.
It's 6 dresses, and it's 100% silk. They're basically 2 components, an underdress made of multi-layers of laser-cut silk with a cage, a heavier silk cage on top of it. So you see through the cage into the underdress, the laser cutting. My inspiration is from the combination of the design detail of the samurai warrior. Their armor is very beautiful. And then the material deconstruction and decay from the movie Blade Runner. And then counterbalancing that is the strength and the optimism of the female.
This sounds very creative.
I think it is.
I hope it is.
I hope it is. My design philosophy comes from a lot of visual research and thinking through a story and an idea, and I work to represent that in the material, the textile development, and in the design. So it tends to be a little more complex if you wanted to stop and think about it.
Interesting. So if you could describe your ideal consumer, personality-wise, who would that be?
I usually design for a woman who's over 35, an affluent woman who likes some detail, some interest in her materials, in her clothing, and something that's unique. So I think she's a woman who thinks, she reads, she goes to the performing arts, and museums, and she's pretty well knowledged, versed in the arts. So I'm really excited that Fashion Week's moved to Lincoln Center because this is the heart of a lot of performing arts for the country.
So you do like the new location?
I love the new location, I do. I like Bryant Park too, but
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see it move here, yes.
Well, good. Well, thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stay tuned for Fashion News Live. Hi, you're watching Fashion News Live. My name is Shelby Crocker, and we are with April of the Academy of Art University. So, how does it feel?
I was very nervous this afternoon, but now that I'm here and I've talked to the models and the dressers, I'm a lot calmer and just excited for the show to happen.
Awesome. So, tell us a little bit about the collection, the inspiration, the color palette, anything.
Okay. My collection is basically was inspired by Cormac McCarthy's novel The Road, which is sort of this post-apocalyptic world, and the silhouettes remind you of like melted plastic and tires and things like that.
Awesome. Well, if you had to describe your ideal consumer in like one word, what would it be? Difficult question.
Very sophisticated.
Sophisticated. Good answer. Well, thank you for your time, and I look forward to the show.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth York. I'm Mary Beth York. I'm with Fashion News Live. I'm here with Bobby Brown, which is so exciting for me. I'm a makeup artist too, so I'm a huge fan. And I saw you, I went, oh my gosh, this is so great. I had no idea it would be you here, actually.
Yeah, it's me.
So tell me about the palette that you're showing. This is what you guys are using on the runway today?
Yep.
This is the Tibby show.
Yes, we are not. This is the Tibby show, and this is not only what we're using, this is what we created. It's our collaboration, Amy from Tibby and I, that we put together. I love peonies, and she loves python, so we put them both together, and we created a palette that is wearable and beautiful, and that's the collection. So we have beautiful smoky grays, a little bit of a black, a little bit of some plummy colors, and the lips and cheek are based off peony, kind of like a lilac peony color, very wearable and pretty.
So are these available in stores yet?
Not yet.
When can we look for them?
Gotta wait till the spring.
So tell me, how does this coordinate with the clothes and the look? Because we haven't seen that yet for tonight.
Well, her clothes are very beautiful, and normally she's known for prints, but this is a season where she did more solids. So this is, a print that you're not going to see in the show, but she's got something she's doing special with it. But her clothes are very wearable and very comfortable and easy to wear, so I think the palette works perfectly.
And you're known basically for your neutrals and all of that. So do you consider, the lavenders as part of that, or is that you kind of reaching out of your realm a little?
Neutral to me doesn't mean washed out colors. Neutrals are colors that are beautiful on the skin.
And wearable.
And it doesn't really matter what it looks like in a palette. But for the past couple years, I've definitely been introducing more color because customers have been asking for more color. And what I do is make color wearable and beautiful.
Well, and it's true. A lot of the runway shows, they're doing really bold pop type colors. And for every day, it's just not translatable. So it's nice that you're kind of taking a purple and you're toning it down into a lavender, and you're taking all your expertise and style, picking the exact great tone. So again, this is MB York with Fashion News Live. I'm with Bobby Brown. How exciting. We're backstage at the Mercedes-Benz 2011 Fashion Week at the Tibby Show. Again, remember, you can check in every day for more tips online at fashionnewslive.com.
We are here with Lazy, the Swedish recording artist, and his beautiful Swedish supermodel. So what brings you to New York City, Lazy?
We're here to just see what's the latest thing with the fashion, and of course I'm performing tonight. I had a night show yesterday too, so yeah, we're just here to see what's out here.
You know, you sound like an American. Are you from America?
Born and raised in Sweden. I actually lived in London for 6 years, between 12 and 18, and I'm here now.
Where in Sweden are you from?
From Malmo, South Sweden.
Wow. I'm listening to you speak, and you sound like my friend that I grew up with, next door or something. So tell me a little bit about your music, and tell me about your album and who you're working with now. I think your management just told me you're doing something with some type of affiliation with Lady Gaga or something like that.
The thing is, I'm working a lot with Red One, a producer behind Lady Gaga's music, and my current single, Do It, is with his artist, Mohombi. And working on my album, Supposed to Happen, which will be out in the U.S. probably early next year. So it's just meeting up with a lot of producers, songwriters, just networking, just being in the Big Apple, knowing what's going on here. And I mean, you're the leading continent of the world, so if you want to be ahead of the game, this is where you're supposed to be.
And do you live in New York now, or you still live in Sweden or London? Or
Still live in Sweden, but I'm trying to be out here as much as I can.
Wow. Hey, thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to listening to you perform tonight.
Thank you very much.
And you got a really beautiful date.
Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. Bra. No, how do you say thank you in Swedish?
Tack.
Tack. Beautiful. Thank you. Welcome to Fashion News Live. We were here at New York Fashion Week, Spring Summer 2011. I have Mia Morgan. She's styling the Nordic show tonight right here, right? And she looks stunning. I'm going to first ask you what you're wearing.
Well, I love mixing high and low. So I've got a Matthew Williamson dress on, a Zara jacket, some jewelry from Gabrielle Franson, and my Hermes cuff. And this is a custom-made ring. So I like mixing it all up.
And I know you're a celebrity stylist. You work on magazines. I mean, it's just countless amount of things you work on. But tonight, you're styling this fashion show, right? With all these Nordic designers. I wanted to ask you specifically about that. Now, I wanted to ask you, how did you put together these 4 different designers, because they're all showing their collection at the same time? So what process did you go through, and how did you put all those pieces together? Because normally, oh, well, hey, Mia, come style my collection. It's one designer, it's one inspiration, it's one type of theme. But here you have 4 themes, and you had to put that together, right? So how did you go about with that process? How did you go about doing that?
That's true. It's actually been really interesting because we had to split the girls up so that we could assign 2 groups of girls to 2 of the different designers. So we've got the groups of girls, and we kind of had to make the clothes work within those groupings. So it's been kind of a challenge just making sure that the right girls look good with both designers, and going through the fitting process and making sure that the looks are put together right. And also each designer has their own inspiration, so I have to work with each one of them individually. And for instance, over here we have Royal Extreme, and we're using lots of really funky socks and sort of pull-up tights that have braiding on them and stuff, so it kind of adds a little bit of fun and pattern mixture to the elements of the styling. And then we've got somebody like Lealia, which is a little bit cleaner. So we're definitely showing different kinds of looks, and we had to make sure that we could cast girls and everything that fit everything. That was long.
No, I was going to say, it seems like a challenging process. I mean, let's say, for example, you get hired to shoot an album cover for some artist, right? And you have to pull clothing. Well, you know the artist, you know their music, but here, this is really, really challenging. But it looks like you've pulled it off. I've seen some girls put some clothes on. I'm excited to see the show and see how everything comes together. Now, what tip would you give our viewers for this season? What fashion tip? If you have one tip to give, what tip would that be?
Well, I think the military jacket is really hot this season. I actually wish I was wearing mine right now. But it's great because you can get high and low end versions of that. And one of the companies that I work with called Dots has a great military jacket. It's like $22 or something. Can totally update your look. The military trend is very big this season. So, you know, since I love mixing high and low, I always like to kind of add a little fast fashion in with the designer clothes. It's great.
Thank you so much for your time. You look
Thanks.
really stunning.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned for a lot more Fashion News live coverage of New York Fashion Week Spring/Summer 2011.
Hi, I'm MB York, and I'm with Patty Yankee from Dashing Diva. We're backstage at Mercedes-Benz 2011 Fashion Week. We're at the Tibby Show, and she's the celebrity nail creator. And this is your line, and it's called Dashing Diva.
Yes, I work for the company Dashing Diva. I'm their head nail technician and educator.
And you created this polish or this color for this show, or this is just one of the colors that you're using?
In our Manhattan line, and we are using it for this show because they wanted a pretty pink. Okay. So we used 2 coats of this color. It's called Debutante.
I love it. And how did you work with Bobby Brown and with the designer to come up with this?
With the designer, we sat with the designer to choose a color that would collaborate with their collection and complement it.
So tell me just a little bit about the clothes so we can see how you came up with this, because we haven't seen anything yet. Is it more, elegant, or what kind of clothes are they?
There's some bold colors in there, and there's also some neutral colors. So a lot of dresses and stuff, pretty dresses with embroidery. So we didn't want something that would clash with the colors. So that's why we chose a neutral tone all the way across that would complement.
I've been hearing that at a lot of the shows. They're doing more nude nails or lighter colors, and that's kind of in more of a cleaner kind of look. This is really a beautiful color. I'm sure it's great on the toes, too.
It's great.
Okay, well, once again, I'm MB York with Fashion News Live. It's spring 2011 backstage at the Tibby Show. Just know you can go online every day for more tips at fashionnewslive.com.
Hey, welcome to Fashion News Live. We are here at the Nordic Show. I have Stephen Ocean next to me. He's the casting director for all the models for this show, the Richie Rich Show, and what other shows?
Helsinki.
And I'm sure many other shows. So I want to ask him some questions. I would like to ask you some questions for all the aspiring models out there, because there's so many TV shows now where they're teaching all these models how to walk, how to talk, how to dress, how to eat, how to. What advice would you give to all those young girls and boys out there that want to get in this crazy modeling industry?
Well, if you meet certain minimum requirements, basically, if you're above the height for fashion, there's fashion and commercial modeling. So if you're above really 5'9" for high fashion modeling, the best advice I can give you is come on time, always have a cell phone ready, answer your cell phone when necessary, take care of yourself. What that means is don't go out partying till 4 in the morning, show up at a casting looking like you haven't slept in a week. That's not a good thing. The other thing is kind of keep your social life to a minimum. A model's life is not easy. They have to really, really take care of themselves. There's a couple of models that we use as examples. They take care of themselves, they show up on time, they look great, and they book more jobs than anybody else. So, a couple things.
I think what happens is once you get involved in the industry and you get to the point where you have an agent, you have a contract, you're working, you end up getting wrapped up in this crazy scene. It's party, and you end up getting washed out. Now, for the people and the girls, the guys that are watching TV that say, oh, I want to be like Tyra Banks, and they haven't even gotten an agent yet, what advice would you give them?
Well, the one thing I can tell them not to do is nothing good happens after midnight. What that means is if someone says, I want you to meet this guy or this person after midnight, nothing good really happens after midnight. So the advice I can give them is to go to the open calls. See where people are, see what events there are. There are a lot of free fashion shows around New York that you can do to practice. Find out who the casting agents are. Go into some of the local shops, talk to some of the designers. See maybe they're doing a show where they need somebody to help them out. Talk to some photographers. You can get on Model Mayhem, Facebook, there's a new Model Wire site. Just try and get out there. So instead of sitting home on a Friday night watching TV and eating some ho-hos and SpaghettiOs, go and do something for free. Get seen, and that's the thing. Get seen, but like I said, nothing good happens after midnight.
Thank you so much for your time and your blunt honesty. I love it.
backstage at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week Gotex Spring 2011 collection. Here with me, I have the designer and the mastermind behind the collection, Molly Grad. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
Molly, tell us the inspiration behind your extravagant collection.
Thank you. I think it was inspired a lot by an optimistic type of mood. Nature, a lot of rock formation prints, sand, sunset, beautiful colors, and to me the most important is that the shape was defined by color. So we have a lot of gorgeous reds, greens, blues, light blues, black, grays. So
What I really loved when I was walking around, I was looking at the pictures that you have, and I saw all of this sparkle and shimmer, and I died. As you can see, I love the sequins. What inspired you to use that kind of fabric?
to me, fabric is essential because swimwear is beachwear, and beachwear is all about a technical fit. So I wanted to create something that's exciting fashion-wise, but to really bring in the technical aspect and do a new textile, something that hasn't been seen before, but adding that new and exciting dimension with the embellishment.
Nice, nice. And tell our viewers where they can find your collection so that they can be looking really hot for summer and for the spring.
Well, in the States, you can find it in Bergdorf Goodman, Saks, Bloomingdale's, Macy's. We're pretty much everywhere.
There you have it. I am standing here again with the designer Molly Grad backstage at the Gotex 2011 Spring Show. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Hi, I'm Suzanne, and I am inside of the Lincoln Center at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. And here with me, I have Omarion. How are you?
I'm awesome. You look awesome.
I do? Thank you.
You look really good.
Tell me what has brought you here to the tent.
Well, there's so many runway shows going on, this whole week, and I'm really excited because this is my first time experiencing, seeing the walk.
Me too.
Yeah, you like it?
It's my first time.
I love it.
I love it too.
I love it. It's awesome.
Have you seen any shows?
Yes, I saw a couple of shows. I believe I saw Tommy Hilfiger. I saw Betsy Johnson.
Betsy, I love Betsy.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome. She came down, flipping, at the end of everything.
She has so much energy. I bet she could outflip all of us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she can. I love her too.
So is there any other shows that you're going to be going to?
Yeah, Ralph Lauren. And then there's a whole bunch of other ones we're attending today. So.
What is your one fashion tip that you can give our viewers?
Effortlessness. Anything you put together has to be effortless.
Exactly, I agree. You don't want to look like you're trying too hard.
Exactly. You don't never want to try too hard.
Wonderful. Inside the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, and we have Omarion.